It all went down right before WrestleMania in Seattle, around March of 2003. I was actually preparing to go to the event when Jason called me, essentially with a message of concern for his future. He had moved his family to Alabama, after all, which is where Health South was located, and he was pretty distraught because of everything that was going on. I told him, "Jason, just jump on a plane and meet me in Seattle. Let's hang out at WrestleMania and figure things out." Jason had been in the television and movie industry since he was 5 years old. The business was in his family. Jason's uncle, for example, remains a financial advisor to some of the biggest names in Hollywood, having managed investments for Roy Disney, Clint Eastwood, and Barbra Streisand, among others. With this in mind, Jason and I knew we had access to various high-profile talent, whether it be through our agents — we were both represented by CAA at the time — or simply through our own individual Rolodexes of contacts. The halls of the school were wide and sparsely populated by teachers, all going in separate directions. "Follow me," Ms. Moss said, as she disappeared into an office with a large sign informing all guests to check in at the main office promptly. Inside, a well-kept elderly woman looked up from her desk. "May I help you?" she asked. The placard on her desk was inscribed with, "Hello, my name is Miss Olstein," in shiny gold letters. "My name is Susan Moss, and this is Rob Cooper, the new student teacher for Mr. Johnson. I believe that Mr. Ottinger is expecting us this morning." "Yes, very good," Miss Olstein said, as she placed her coffee cup on a memo pad in the center of her rather large desk. A balding man entered the office from the back and said, "Miss Moss, how nice to finally meet in person. I'm Bill Ottinger. We spoke on the phone. Please come in and have a seat." His friendly smile was contagious, and Rob smiled back. The two followed Mr. Ottinger into his office. Susan promptly shut the door once they were all inside. Immediately, the smile left Mr. Ottinger's face. What replaced it was a look so intense it sent a shiver down Rob's robotic spine. "Will Mr. Johnson be joining us?" Ms. Moss asked. "Not today. He's not to be informed about the nature of this project. Actually, all he knows is that he has been assigned a student teacher for the semester." Mr. Ottinger picked up a mug and took a long draw of coffee. Coffee, Rob thought, not tea. I'll stop and get a coffee pot on the way home. If you show your kids how to change the oil on the car, you might save them $50 a year. But if you teach them to invest, you could save them from a lifetime of financial grief. How do you prepare your children for the financial demands ahead? Every kid, I believe, needs to learn two key lessons: how to save and how to stomach risk. Here's how I've gone about teaching those lessons to my two kids. Not now. Children grow up spending their parents' money. Not surprisingly, buying more always seems like a good idea. After all, it isn't costing them anything. What to do? Whenever I get the chance, I offer my kids the choice of whether to save or spend, so they appreciate the financial consequences of their decisions. For instance, when my 9-year-old son recently headed off on a school field trip, I gave him $4. But instead of asking for the change, I told Henry he could keep any money he didn't spend.